Yes.
Okay, well, on to a happier subject. Make genocide great again.
Yeah, right.
We debated this headline at our morning meeting today. It's about the crassest headline I've ever written, but I thought it captured things. We're wearing poppies right now, but remembrance. We talk in terms of genocide of the Jewish people in the 20th century. Never again, never forget. And we're seeing Hamas, whose founding charter is genocidal, and every action since their founding has been genocidal. Actually, I think we actually have a clip from Representative Hamas. Let's just hear it from Hamas right now.
إسرائيل دولة لا مقام لها على أرضنا. إحنا الدولة لابد أن نزيلها لأنه بالفعل هي تعتبر كارثة أمنية وعسكرية وسياسية للأمة العربية والإسلامية، يجب أن تنتهي. لذلك احنا لا نخجل من نقول ذلك بكل قوة، إنه إسرائيل لازم نأدبها وحنأدبها مرة ثانية وثالثة، ومش هذا حتكون طوفان الأقصى أول مرة، لا حتكون ثانية وثالثة ورابعة، لأنه احنا لدينا إصرار ولدينا قرار ولدينا إمكانيات أن نقاتل نعم. ونحارب، لكن كما قلت لك بدنا ندفع ثمن. نعم احنا مستعدين، معلش بدي أقول لك بشكل واضح، احنا اسمنا شعب الشهداء وبنفخر أن نقدم شهداء، احنا لا نريد أن نمس لا بالمدنيين ولا أن نلحق الأذى بهم، لكن أوقات لأنه في تعقيدات في الميدان صارت في منطقة موجودة، وكان هناك في احتفال وكان في سكان وفي منطقة واسعة ليست سهلة على امتداد تقريبا 40 كيلومتر. يجب أن ننتهي.
أن ينتهي وين؟
بس
بقطاع غزة؟
ينتهي إلى لا بتكلم عنه كل الأراضي الفلسطينية.
كل الأراضي الفلسطينية يعني طبعًا. زوال إسرائيل؟
طبعا. وجود إسرائيل غير منطقي. وجود إسرائيل هو اللي بخلق كل هذه الآلام والعذابات والدموع والدماء، هي إسرائيل مش احنا ضحية الاحتلال، نقطة واخر السطر. لذلك ما حدا يلومنا، احنا شو اللي بنعمله في 7 أكتوبر، في 10 أكتوبر، في مليون أكتوبر، احنا اللي بنعمل مبرر. It is justified.
All right, so pretty clear. This is not about getting Israel out of the Gaza Strip and the West Bank. This is about getting the Jews out of the area they call Palestine, period. And getting them out when they say from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, that means dead. No Jews, Judenfrei. It's cloaked in decolonial and oppression, social justice language. The left has really unmasked itself here. Jen Gerson at the line, I think that's the second time I've quoted their columns today. She had a great piece on how the left has unmasked itself here. And it's not universal. There have been some more reasonable liberals out there who have been appalled at what they're seeing on their own side of the fence. Like, holy shit, guys, this is not us. The Jews weren't just a factional minority for a while, and now we've got other more factional minorities. There are people that must be protected. But this is open support for genocide, and it's either being a certain denialism among the domestic left in the West or among certain political...
I've seen conservatives being just as bad, actually. I'll say on social media, I've been getting it from both sides when I talk on this issue.
How so?
It's the Zionist conspiracy theory. Those Zionists have to be wiped off the map. It's just those Jews controlling everything. And this is coming from crazed right wing. Okay, so the crazed left and the right have actually found some common ground.
But that is when I say far right, I mean far right. Yeah. The extreme, genuine crazies, not, how we would get called far right. Yeah. There is 100 miles of difference between us far right and their far right.
There's always room to move over.
But support for what Hamas is doing here is among the mainstream left, union bosses, academics, even politicians, using a bit more veiled language, but supporting what's happening to some extent. And it just seems to be a mainstreaming of support for genocidal actions or quasi-genocidal. Like, you had mobs of pro-Palestine, pro-Hamas activists going through Toronto outside of the Landver Cafe, a chain of Jewish restaurants. Jews that make schnitzels. I got to try these people out. I actually walked by that restaurant in Toronto this summer. I really should have gone. but also going, even protesting and threatening outside of a Jewish community center with daycares and a pool outside. Like, it's clearly,
on campus. Jewish students on
this is
campus
clearly not
getting
an
harassed,
Israel
you know,
thing, and Israel's just another state that we think is oppressive and colonial. They're outside the Jewish community center. It's friggin' clear, and we've seen this shit before. I just don't know. At what point did open support for pogroms and genocide become politically acceptable in Canada? Like when did the switch flip?
It's been a slow growing thing, though. We've seen the rumbles, we've seen the outrage. Some of us have gotten offended when you'd see some of these academics and some of these students over slower boil-ups, and you'd see that language coming out, and people have called it out. It's been there. It's been sitting just under the surface. It's like Jen said, the mask came off, but it was always there. And this event has just exposed their ugly faces for what they are. And we've allowed it. We should have nipped this in the bud decades ago. And now it's a rot that's we're seeing in front of our faces, and it's vile. And but still, we're caught flat-footed. We didn't realize how bad this is until it's been exposed lately.